The Middle Corridor, a land route that includes Central Asia, the Caucasus and Europe, is now one of the world's most crucial transport links. This year, the route demonstrated more than a double increase in cargo transported, according to the Trans-Caspian International Transport Route officials. Kazakhstan, which has played a leading role in increasing the route's importance, is also investing heavily in new infrastructure projects, as well as other countries like Azerbaijan, Georgia, Turkey and European Union. What does the Middle Corridor represent now, and what are the challenges for its improved implementation? Balzhan Samigulina will continue.
In 2022, the World Bank analyzed the Middle Corridor's potential, forecasting that by 2030, travel times between China and Europe would halve and freight volumes would triple to 11 million tons. The route connecting Kazakhstan's eastern border to the port of Aktau would then cross the Caspian Sea to Azerbaijan and transit through the South Caucasus and Black Sea to Europe. Despite optimism, the project faces logistical challenges, which the World Bank report is quick to note, whether digitalization or tariff policies. Overcoming this would be difficult, but by no means insurmountable. The willingness of road participants to address these issues is certainly evidence enough of these facts. Worth to know that according to Kazakh Transport Minister Marat Karabayev, in the first 10 months of this year, cargo traffic along the corridor increased by 68%, reaching 3.8 million tons.
50% көлемінде арнайы тарифтік жеңілдіктер орнатылды.
It is worth noting that there has been 25-fold increase in container traffic from China, largely driven by the opening of a joint Kazakhstan-China terminal in Xi'an last year. Additionally, this year, as part of an agreement to develop the Middle Corridor, an agreement was reached with China to increase the number of container trains. Specifically, by 2029, the number of container trains is expected to rise from 400 to 3,000 per year.
The European Union is investing 300 billion euros in the long term, with plans to reach this amount by 2027 through both public and private investments, as discussed recently in Brussels with the partners of the project. During the meeting, it was noted that Kazakhstan's efforts to improve its transport infrastructure will allow for a short-term increase in capacity to 37 million tons towards China and 20 million tons towards Central Asia. However, there are a number of technical challenges, which is reflected in the dynamics of container transit along the Middle Corridor. After a period of rapid growth, container traffic dropped by more than a third in 2023. This decline is largely due to the ongoing shallowing of the Caspian sectors involved in the corridor. Nevertheless, by the end of this year, figures are already showing signs of recovery, as reported by the Secretary General of the International Association Trans-Caspian International Transport Route, Gaidar Abdikerimov.
We are in urgent need of expanding our capacity, especially in the Caspian Sea, because we lack a sufficient fleet, ships, and container carriers. The first phase requires around 6 billion euros. We need investments along the entire route, starting with this critical first phase. A key priority in this phase is funding for the construction of vessels, particularly containing carriers. This is our top priority right now, and without it, we risk losing a significant share of the cargo flow.
To speed up train crossings in the Caucasus, experts say not only new road connections are needed, but also an overhaul of the outdated electrification system along the Azerbaijan-Georgia line. To support this, Baku has pledged $100 million investment to increase connectivity with Tbilisi and Kars. Without this upgrade, the Middle Corridor could face delays as goods transit the South Caucasus. In this context, a key agreement was signed this week between Azerbaijan's port of Baku, Kazakhstan's KTZ, and China's Xi'an Free Trade Port. The agreement aimed for all three countries to benefit a constant increase in the volume of container trains sent via the Middle Corridor, reducing unloading time and transportation costs.
The Middle Corridor is undergoing historic changes, becoming a key strategic link for global trade. The agreement signed at COP29 highlights the corridor's potential to increase container traffic along the China-Europe route, reduce unloading times, lower transportation costs, and ensure efficient cargo handling. Achieving these goals requires balanced and coordinated efforts to ensure the development of all routes, and Azerbaijan remains firmly committed to these objectives.
Currently, freight transportation along the Middle Corridor takes 3 times longer compared to the northern route through Russia. Additionally, it is on par with sea routes in terms of time, but still more expensive. Experts assume that countries should invest in developing this route for regional deliveries, as further investments in shipping capacity in the Caspian Sea would benefit not only Middle Corridor partners, but also multiple other stakeholders. Marjan Samigulina, New Time.